In our last class, we studied about the introduction to internet, its evolution, different types of internet connections, advantages and disadvantages of internet. Now let us see what is a modem. You all have heard the term modem. So let us see what is a modem. A modem got its name from the word modulator, demodulator, because it performs the functions modulation and demodulation. So a modem is an electronic device that enables a computer to transmit data over a transmission medium. So if we want to connect our device to the internet, we need a device called modem. To connect to the internet, we need a device called modem. So modem is a device used to convert digital signals into analog signals and vice versa, that is to convert analog signals into digital signals. There are two types of modems, namely internal modem and external modem. So internal modems are placed inside the computer. For example, dial-up modem and Wi-Fi are internal modems, and external modems are connected to the computer and placed on the desk. So external modems are more expensive than that of the internal modems. Let us see the working of a modem. So we all know that our computer system can understand only digital signals, that is the signals in this form, and our communication medium that carries information from the web, from the internet, and from information to the internet and from the internet. This transmission medium can understand only analog signals. So we need a device which can convert digital signals into analog signals and analog signals into digital signals. So the data that is transmitted from the computer is in the form of digital signals, and the modem converts this digital signal into analog signals so that the signals can be carried through the internet. And when the data comes from the internet, the data is in the form of analog signals. So this is again converted into digital signals so that a computer system can understand. So this function is performed by a device called modem. So modem performs modulation, that is converts outgoing signals into analog signals, and it performs demodulation, that is converts incoming signals into digital signals. So modem is used to connect to the internet, and it converts analog signals to digital signals and digital signals to analog signals. So this way we can connect to the internet. Next is World Wide Web. So a World Wide Web, or simply web, is developed in the CERN, Switzerland around early 1990s, and it is a global network of computer using the internet to exchange web documents. So it is a part of the internet which are used for exchanging web documents. There are three. So World Wide Web is a subset of internet that contains large set of documents, pictures, videos, links, etc. So there are three fundamental technologies of the World Wide Web. They are HTML, URL, HTTP. So what is HTML? All the web pages or websites created are with the help of a language called HTML. So it is a language used by the browser to display the text and graphics on a web page. With the help of browser only, we can visit a web page. So HTML is used by the browser like Google Chrome, Safari, Internet Explorer. These are examples of browsers. With the help of these browser, we visit a website or a web page. So this HTML is used by the browsers to display the text and graphics on the web page, or simply to view the web page. Next is URL, Uniform Resource Locator. It is a kind of address that is unique and used to identify resource on the web. It is also known as Uniform Resource Identifier. All the web pages on the World Wide Web has a unique address. Each web page has a unique address. That address is called Uniform Resource Locator. Next is HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It allows the retrieval of linked resources from across the web. Protocol means set of rules for communication. So, for the communication, that is transfer of web pages, need a protocol, set of rules. That set of rule is called HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Let us see what are the features of World Wide Web. First is, it is a hypertext information system. That is, it is made up of hypertext markup language, and communication requires hypertext transfer protocol. Then it is a cross-platform dependent. Cross-platform means it depends upon different operating systems. It provides single interface to many services because different services, applications can use the same web, World Wide Web. So it is a single interface to many services. It is dynamic and interactive in nature. That is, the contents in World Wide Web changes one by one. There is changes take place in the contents of contents. So it is called dynamic and user can interact with it. So it is dynamic and interactive in nature. So let us see what is the difference between Internet and World Wide Web. So Internet is a massive network of networks, but World Wide Web is a way of accessing information over the Internet. Next, the information that travels over the Internet does so via a variety of languages known as protocols. But the World Wide Web uses only a single protocol, that is HTTP protocol. Also, it uses the World Wide Web, the Internet is not structured, that is, it does not utilize the web browser. It is the structure on which the World Wide Web is based. But the World Wide Web uses search engines or web browsers to access the web documents. Then for internet, there is no creator. There is no creator for the internet. But a World Wide Web is created by Tim Berners-Lee in 1992. Then internet provides the structure to access the network. But World Wide Web provides the dynamic network via a variety of different protocols and methodologies. Also, internet connects millions of computers together globally, forming a network in which any computer can communicate with any other computer as long as both are connected to internet. And World Wide Web is an information sharing model that is built on the top of internet. So the internet is just the connecting of computers and web is the connecting people. Next is web server. Web server is a computer that is capable of storing large number of web pages. So we all visit websites. So all these websites are stored in a web server. So web server is also a computer, but it has higher storage capacity and processing power than the computers that we use. So all the different websites are stored in a computer, and whenever we access for a request a web page, then it is given from the web server. So web servers are computers that deliver web pages. Every web server has an IP address because it is a computer connected to the network. So it also has a IP address and is also called as domain name. Have you heard www.google.com? So this google.com is the address of the server, Google server. It is the domain name of Google server where all the websites related to Google are stored. Its main function, the web server's main function is to store, process and deliver web pages to clients. So clients are our web browsers in our computer. Web browser in our computer is the client, that is Google Chrome or any through which web browser we are browsing is the client. If through Google Chrome on our mobile phone we are searching a website CBSE, then the Google Chrome is the client and this CBSE website is stored in a computer, in a web server, that is the server, and the Google Chrome is the client. So the communication between the client and the server takes place with the help of HTTP. That is, we follow set of rules. That rule is called Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Web servers are computers that deliver web pages. So whenever we use Google Chrome or any browser to request a web page, so a web page is website is stored in the web server. So whenever we search for a website, then it is considered as a request, and that request goes to the web server where that website is stored, and this web server will check for which large number of websites will be stored in this server, and this server will check for which website the request has come, and it will process and provide the website to the client. That providing the website is called response. So the client requests for a website and the server provides or gives the response as the website. This is how a client and the server works. So there are large number of applications through which we can make a server system. There are Apache server and Nginx server, LightPD. These are all applications which we can install to make a system server. Next is web client. So we know what is a web client. Web client is the web browser through which we are accessing a website. So all the web browsers these are all web browsers: Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, Opera, Apple Safari. All these comes under clients, web client, because it is a web browser. So web client is an application that communicates with the web server using an HTTP protocol. Examples of web client are web browsers. So next is, what is a website? A website is a collection of web pages and related content that is identified by a common domain name and published on at least one web server. So a website has a home page. Home page is the first page which appears when you open a website. It usually contains the table of contents and link to other pages. This website is also called web presence. So there are two terms that are associated with a website. They are the home page and the web portal. So what is a home page? We all know when we visit a website, the first page that is displayed is called the home page. Usually home page contains links to other pages. When we click on the hyperlink, it redirects us to the next page. So home page is the main page of a website. Next is web portal. We all are familiar with the term web portal. So what is a web portal? A web portal is an idea of a website or service that offers a broad range of services. In a same website, all the services will be provided, like email, games, quotes, search, news, stock, etc. The idea of a portal or web portal is to offer such a wide range of commonly accessed services that visitors are more likely to visit more often. So example is our Yahoo page, Yahoo home page. When you visit a Yahoo home page, it will have all the news. Same page will contain our Yahoo Mail login, then a search bar containing the for search engine part is there. Then it displays news. Whole page, unlike our Google search engine, the Yahoo page is completely filled with all details like news, Yahoo Mail, then Yahoo search engine. Everything is just in a single website. So it is an example of a web portal. So let us see what are the difference between a website and a portal. So for website is a location on the internet, usually accessed through a URL. Portal is a single point of access where the traffic is limited to the right set of users. So all the people can access the same website, that is Yahoo, for they can do all the tasks from there itself. No need of visiting a different sites for performing different functions. Everything is centered there itself. Next is website is owned by an organization. Then portal is user centric. Then websites cannot interact with a user cannot interact with a website. There is a two-way communication between user and a portal. Website not necessarily a knowledge domain. Portal act as the gateway to specific knowledge domain. Seldom updation of the information sources. Regular updation of information sources. So these are the basic differences of a web portal and a website. Next is types of websites. First one is brochure. So a brochure websites are used for small business that need a simple online presence, just to represent the presence of a simple or small organization, small business. We create a website called brochure type of website. They just display a information about a, this is an example of a brochure of a clinic, website of a clinic. Next is e-commerce website. So an e-commerce website is a website through which you can sell or buy your products online. Examples are Amazon, Flipkart, eBay. All these are examples of e-commerce websites. Next is portal. So a portal website brings together information from lots of different sources on the web. So example is our Yahoo page. It is having a different hyperlinks, then search bar is there, then different hyperlinks for redirecting to different pages. Then the news, related news is also shown. So this is an example of a portal. Next is wiki. So a wiki is an online collection of information. This information is maintained by numerous online collaborators who can edit, delete or add the information as and when they see it. For example, for editing a certain articles, verifiable evidence is needed. Examples of wiki is wikipedia.com. So this is an example of wiki. Here Wikipedia contains or is a web encyclopedia that contains all the informations. Next is social media. So social media is a platform through which you can share your ideas, experiences, thoughts, or you can upload, download image, audio, video, etc. Next is creation of a website. So the first step involved in creating a website are hosting. The first step in creating or constructing a website is to decide about the web hosting provider for your site. You can go either with free hosting or paid hosting. First, you have to decide either you have to host freely or a paid version of hosting. Next is domain name. A domain name provides extra branding for your site and makes it easier for people to remember the URL. So you know what is a domain name in www.google.com. The google.com is the domain name. It makes people easy to remember the website. Next, plan a website. After deciding the domain and your URL, you can start planning your site. You need to decide the audience aimed at. What type of audience will view this site? And choose the category of website, whether it is about news or about product or any other reference. Next, build your website page by page. For building a website, you need to work on one page at a time. First, you have to build a single page, page by page. Then only you will create a website. So, website is a collection of web pages. Then, publish your website. After the completion of the design, now it is the time to publish your website on the web. Do it with tools on hosting service or with the FTP client. Then promote your website. There are many ways to promote a website, such as web search engine, word of mouth, email, and advertising. Then maintain your website. Maintenance is the last step of constructing a site, which help in keeping your site updated with the latest trends of market. So these are the steps for creating and hosting a website. Next is extensions of website. Like we know much familiar with the website www.google.com. So you have seen .com. These are the website extensions. In educational, in our school, you have seen .edu as the file extension. So let us see the different file extension, different website extensions. So the first one is .com. This .com points to commercial websites. Then Amazon.com. Have you seen? Then .mil to refer to military websites. Websites related to military will have .mil as the website extension. Then .org for websites of NGO and non-profit websites will have .org. Non-profit organizations will have .org as the extension. Then .network for networking organizations. Then .edu for websites of educational institutions. Then .in websites that are exclusively Indian. Websites of India are in .in. Then government websites have an extension .gov. Next is web pages. We all studied what is website. So Web pages are building blocks of the internet. They are made up of HTML code, and web browsers can read the information of web pages. A web page usually contains links to other pages that link to another page. So web page is a page that is suitable for World Wide Web and web browser. A web page is a page on the internet which contains the information in the form of text, graphics, or sounds. A web page can be accessed through a web browser on the internet. So the first web page, we know that World Wide Web was created by Tim Berners-Lee. So the first web page was created at CERN, CERN, by Tim Berners-Lee on 6th August 1991. So we can say we can view a web page with the help of a web browser. Through the web browser we can visit the web page. So let us see what is the difference between a web page and a website. So web page is a single document on the internet, and website is a collection of many related pages linked together under one domain. Like a book, website is a book and web page is a page in that book. Website is similar to that of a book and web page is similar to a page in that book. And a web page has content about a single entity, and website has content about several entities. Address of the URL of a web page depends on the website. URL of the website does not depend on a web page. Development requires a minimum amount of time. Development takes a long time because collection of several web pages are a website. So there are two types of web pages: static web page and dynamic web page. So what is a static web page? Static web page is a page whose changes are not automated. That is, it is also called flat or stationary web page. That is, whenever a user visit or different users visit a web page, the web page is similar in appearance. It does not change. All websites like CBSE website, whenever a user visit, there will not be any change for the different users. If two users visit the same site, the site will appear in the same way for both the users. Then the dynamic web page is a page in which the central database is used to store the product information. The change in dynamic web page is mostly automated. That is, the example of dynamic web page is our website for Amazon. The way a person views the Amazon website may be different for each person because it is a personal, the details are different. The users purchasing details or users interest will be different. So these web pages appear in the way how the data are stored in their database. So static web page, the data are same for both the users, but in a dynamic web page the data the web page appearance for different users will be different, because it depends upon the user's previous search. Or like example of dynamic web pages are Instagram page, it also appears different for different users. Then our Facebook page is also an example of dynamic web page. Okay, thank you.